Welcome to the Value Dude, the best value in DFS. Today's video features 5 DraftKings value picks for the 2021 Wyndham Championship. We'll also include a full course overview, our 5 key stat categories for research, and as always, our 4 contrarian picks to gain leverage on the competition. So stay tuned. And thanks once again for joining me for our final value pick video of the 2021 PGA Tour season. We conclude with the Wyndham Championship at Sedgefield Country Club. This is a par 70. We've got 7,131 yards, Bermuda greens. We return to the Don Ross portion of the PGA Tour schedule, a shorter than average course with easy to hit fairways. This is a second shot course. The Bermuda greens are typically faster than average, and the putting surface is undulated. This week, we can ditch the driving stats. It's all about approach and putting. And we can welcome the Birdie Fest back this week. The past 5 previous winners of Sedgefield Country Club have been -20 or less. We've got a field of 156 players. The weather this week looks great on Thursday and Friday. We've got forecast in the 80s. This weekend, we could have some weather. We've got thunderstorms scattered throughout Saturday in the afternoon through the evening. That could soften up the putting surfaces for our finish on Sunday. All in all, weather looks pretty good. I don't believe we're going to have an advantage to either Thursday or Friday tee times, but on the weekend we could have a little bit to contend with. And so given Sedgefield Country Club's layout, our short course, our easy to hit fairways, where driving distance and accuracy is not going to gain a lot of strokes, we have our 5 stat categories this week. Our focus is number 1, strokes gained approach. It's back. This is a second shot course. Like I said before, we can throw the driving stats out the window. Everything's about approach this week. If you drive inaccurately or you're not a long driver, you won't lose strokes in that area. So we're going to focus on number 1, strokes gained approach. Number 2, par 4, 400 to 450 yards. These are the most challenging holes at Sedgefield Country Club. These par 5s they have are very gettable, but these 400 to 450 yard range par 4s are not. That's our second category. Number 3, strokes gained putting with fast Bermuda grass greens with a little slope and undulation. A lot of the field will be losing strokes here. We don't want our golfers to, so let's focus on number 3, strokes gained putting. Number 4, birdie or better percentage. We need to highlight birdies this week. We got to get really low, so we're going to place a higher emphasis on those golfers who traditionally make a lot of birdies. Number 4 is birdie or better percentage. And our final stat category this week is eagles, holes per. We have 2 easy par 5s by PGA Tour standards, both north of 4% eagle rate. So we're going to focus on golfers who can excel in the eagles category this week. Number 5, eagles, holes per. So now we have our 5 stat categories to focus on for research. Let's dive right into our 5 DraftKings value picks this week. 8,500 or less as always. Number 1, Seamus Power, 8,500 on the nose. He's 27th in approach. He's 34th in birdie or better percentage, and he's fresh off a win on tour. I think you can do no wrong with Seamus Power this week at 8,500. He's sure to be heavily owned, but be sure to grab a couple shares yourself at 8,500 on DraftKings. And number 2, JT Poston, 7,800 on DraftKings. He's second ranked in putting. Always a very solid putter, JT Poston. He's got some course history here, and his comparables on other courses that are similar are very high. I think at 7,800 it goes a little overlooked, and we can get some value out of him on DraftKings. Number 3, Patton Kizzire. He's 76 on DraftKings. He's 16th in putting. He's 13th in birdie or better percentage, and he's 33rd ranked in eagles holes per. He's hitting highly in a lot of our categories this week. I think he's a great value at 7,600 on DraftKings. And our 4th value pick this week is Hank Lebioda, 7,600 on DraftKings. He's 48th ranked in approach, 26th ranked in putting, and that's very solid in this field. He's had a good season this year. I think at 7,600 he does very well this week and returns tremendous value on DraftKings. And our final value pick this week is Zach Johnson. 7,500 is the price. He's 7th ranked in par 4 scoring 400 to 450 yards. He's 6th ranked in the putting category. He's very solid, has course history and comparables. Zach Johnson is a great value and rounds out our picks at 7,500 on DraftKings. And as always, we have our 4 contrarian picks this week, starting off with Ryan R. Moore, 7,000 on DraftKings. 36th ranked in putting. Very solid putter this year on tour. In 3 of his last 4 tournaments, he's been gaining almost a full stroke on all categories. That's solid improvement, and that's a solid price and leverage at 7,000 on DraftKings. Number 2, Brian Stewart, 6,900 on DraftKings. 16th ranked in par 4, scoring 400 to 450 yards. He's coming off of 2 top 10s out of his last 3 tournaments, which is very solid. Stewart, 6,900, goes overlooked on DraftKings. He's our second contrarian pick. And our third contrarian pick this week goes to Jim Herman, 6,900 on DraftKings. He's got great form this year. He's gaining significant strokes on 4 of 5 of his last tournaments in putting and off the tee. He's also the defending champ. Now, I don't expect him to come out and win this week, but I do expect him to make the cut and return value with leverage at 6,900 on DraftKings. And our fourth and final contrarian pick this week is Roger Sloan, 6,700 on DraftKings. He's 26th ranked in par 4, scoring 400 to 450 yards, and that stat's interesting this week. I noticed a lot of crossover in high performance in that category in this tournament. So Roger Sloan at 6,700 going overlooked on DraftKings rounds out our contrarian picks this week. And so there we have it. We got 5 DraftKings value picks. We've got 4 DraftKings contrarian picks. Rotate these golfers in and out of your builds. We will get you additional value. Please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me for the PGA Tour schedule this year. This will be my last video until the 2022 season. I will be dropping a ton of NFL content, value pick videos, contrarian pick videos, as much as I can possibly drop. So please stay tuned. I'll be back for more. We'll see you in a few weeks. Good luck.